Welcome to Wrestling News and Opinions reaction to SummerSlam 2015. Took place August 23rd at the Barclay Center in Brooklyn, New York. And the ninth match of the evening was actually the best match of the evening, Cesaro versus Kevin Owens. And this is a match a lot of people thought was going to steal the show, and it certainly did steal the show, but little did we know going in that stealing this show would be like stealing candy from a baby, because up to this point, the only good matches that had been on this card were the Tag Team Championship match and the match with Steve Amell and Neville beating Stardust and King Barrett. Other matches had good things in the match, but the rest of it just had horrible writing and just horrible finishes. But this match right here delivered from start to finish. It was an awesome match, and I'll tell you, Kevin Owens is by far the most underrated dude. This guy is tough as tough can be. He is amazing. He's a genius in the ring. He's an innovator of violence, to use an old cliche from back in the old days there at ECW. But he is just amazing, the moves he does, and that's not to take anything away from Cesaro, because Cesaro is right up there with him. They are two of the most talented wrestlers in the world in their prime, and to see them actually going on the match before the final match, this placement in the card actually is one of the very few things on this pay-per-view that gives me some kind of small glimmer of hope, because this is one of the worst pay-per-views I've ever seen. But this right here was a match that was way better than the pay-per-view as a whole. Like, this match stands alone by itself, is an excellent match, which I would definitely recommend checking out if you haven't already, but you probably already did. But if you haven't seen SummerSlam, I would just say watch the Tag Team Championship match, watch the Stardust and Steve Amell and Neville and King Barrett match, even though I kind of screwed up the order of who's with who, but and then this match right here. This is the real match you definitely have to see. Kevin Owens, Cesaro, especially when you take into consideration the match that Kevin Owens wrestled at the main event of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn versus Finn Balor, and for him then to wrestle this match right here against Cesaro. These two performances are two of the greatest performances, especially on back-to-back evenings, that I have ever seen in my entire life by a professional wrestler. That's right, professional wrestler. The rest of this card was sports entertainment, and it was crap, but this was professional wrestling. I know that's a four-letter word in WWE is professional wrestling, but hey, guess what? That's more than four letters, you jack. But anyway, Kevin Owens is awesome. Cesaro is awesome. Seeing Cesaro do the big swing to Kevin Owens was definitely a very cool spot. There was a lot of really good spots throughout this match. And then the finish was strong with Kevin Owens coming off the top rope with like the pump handle neck breaker. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. And then he hit that pop-up power bomb. It was devastating, and he got the 1, 2, 3, one clean, and he got some redemption. He needed to win this, because I'll tell you what, if Kevin Owens had not won this match, oh man, that would have been just horrible, especially for him to put on such great performances. First, like I said, at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, that match was incredible, a must-watch, and he laid it all on the line. You could see the physical marks on his body, on his skull, from that match, from that ladder match, that was still physically, visibly there. Like, you could visibly see the damage that he physically took from that match. And for him to come in and perform at such a high level against such a talented opponent as Cesaro. Cesaro is definitely one of the top guys as well. It's a shame to see Cesaro lose, but to Kevin Owens, and in this match, it was alright. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'd like to see Cesaro win, but in a different match. It would have been nice to see maybe even them have combined this match with Randy Orton and Sheamus and make it a fatal four-way. Something like that maybe, and then have Owens go over on Sheamus. Not like that's going to happen, but that's what I prefer to see. Or even to see maybe Cesaro going to somebody else. Even though these two guys being so talented, them mixing it up in the ring is always going to be entertaining, and it's always going to be awesome, and it definitely was a great match. And I really think that This is a match that, even with Cesaro losing, I still think that both guys were able to get over in this match. Like I said, Kevin Owens was able to get some redemption. He really could not lose two matches on back-to-back nights. Losing that match to Finn Balor, there's no shame in that. Finn Balor is amazing, and it was a ladder match, for the championship of NXT, and then to come over and win this match, the second to last, right before the main event with Undertaker and Brock. That was actually definitely a highlight of this pay-per-view, and I actually thought it was a really good match. And I was actually like, at this point, I was like, oh, finally something that actually is good, something that's actually entertaining and actually makes me actually like proud to say that I'm a wrestling fan. Whereas the rest of this card, except for the tag team match and then the Neville match, those other matches made me ashamed to be a wrestling fan. But this match actually was a little bit of redemption, a little glimmer of hope that maybe, not all is lost. But, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Definitely interested to read your thoughts and opinions. What you think about this match? What you thought about SummerSlam overall? But specifically what you thought about Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. He said, I thought it was an awesome match, and I think these guys are two of the best in the entire world, and I would like to see Kevin Owens now go on a winning streak, get back involved in a title picture. I'd actually like to see him in the world title picture, would be a nice thing, or the Intercontinental title picture. That would be pretty cool too, seeing Kevin Owens versus Ryback. That would be an awesome match. But anyway, let me know what you think. I also want to see Cesaro I'd like to see Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. That would be good. Cesaro versus Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens versus Ryback. Those would be some good matches right there. But let me know what you think in the comments section below. Definitely interested to read your thoughts and opinions. Thank you very much for listening. It is appreciated.